A very good evening. Welcome to UBC News Tonight. Today on UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda on the 11th of January 2024 with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. We'll take a look at our top stories of today.
Brought to you by
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy by Vocational.
Coming up, Museveni calls for increased water support to countries facing water scarcity. African leaders agree to strengthen peace and security to build stable institutions. Still to come, new KCC Executive Director Buzekchi begins his role, expresses disappointment over garbage cleaners' laxity. And NEMA seizes music equipment over excessive noise pollution. Good evening once again and welcome to UBC News Tonight with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. Today, the President, of course, Yoweri Museveni, has urged African leaders to prioritize the protection of water sources and fragile ecosystems within their countries to ensure the future of modern farming, where irrigation will become increasingly essential. His call comes in response to water shortages affecting some African countries, even as others have abundant water resources for agriculture and development. President Museveni made these remarks on the final day of the extraordinary summit of the Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program, CAADP, where African Union Commission Chairperson Moussa Faki also emphasized the importance of encouraging the youth to take up farming. Details follow.
Not all African countries are fortunate enough to have abundant water sources and fragile ecosystems. Some face frequent water shortages which hinder economic activities, including agriculture. This situation highlights the importance of countries with abundant water resources assisting those without. This message was among several shared by Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni with fellow African leaders as the extraordinary summit of the Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program concluded in Kampala.
Northern Africa has got a water problem. Even Southern Africa gets periodic shortages of water. Here in the Nile Valley, we are always arguing about the 85 billion cubic meters of that river at Khartoum, the River Nile. In the past, I posed a question to Dr. Boutros Ghali of Egypt, the following questions. Question number one, are you aware that the Congo River has got 3,000 billion cubic meters of water per annum going into the Atlantic Ocean? Now, all this water is going into the Atlantic Ocean every year, just going. Is the Atlantic Ocean thirsty for water? You can tell me whether the Atlantic Ocean is thirsty for water, all this water which is going. Why doesn't Africa discuss with our brother people of Congo about how this massive water that is not used could help the water-stretched parts of Africa?
Museveni urged African leaders to embrace new water technologies to support increased rainfall in water-stressed nations.
Is Africa aware of the technology of desalination? Because we spend so much time talking about so many things. But I have never heard people talking about desalination. Desalination happens in nature, done by the sun, evaporating ocean water into vapor that eventually becomes rain. Why doesn't Africa intensively study this? If the cost of desalination goes down, Egypt and other coastal countries would become upstream countries, while we that harbor the origin of the Nile would become downstream countries.
He emphasized that achieving this goal will enable commercial agriculture to thrive, leading to food security and prosperity for Ugandans and Africans at large.
After waking up our people as to the crucialness of commercial agriculture and rationalizing it, we then realized the danger and the unfairness of confining ourselves to just producing the raw materials for other countries far away to transform into finished products. A kilogram of coffee may give us US dollars 2.5 as a raw material. However, the same kilogram roasted, ground into powder, and packaged will give the cleverer foreigners who added those steps abroad US dollars 40.
However, there are still significant challenges to address, one of which is the issue of non-tariff barriers.
There is no doubt that they undermine the advance of agriculture in Africa. Uganda easily produces all types of agricultural products: maize, sugar, milk, beef, poultry products, etc. The internal market is not enough. However, production is disrupted when in some years, some of the brother countries say they have bumper crops and de-license Ugandan products. Why do you de-license products of a brother country? If you have a bumper crop, let the products compete.
To overcome these obstacles, it is crucial to involve everyone, which is why the youth must be encouraged to embrace commercial farming.
The profound disaffection between the land and African youth, the disaffection of these young people with agriculture and the rural world, their break with the ancestral world toward urban uncertainties and perilous immigration, all these increase our existential drama. Who do we hold responsible for such phenomena? Not on the youth, for sure.
Empowering women and engaging the youth will unlock the full potential of the sector as they are the drivers of innovation and resilience in our food system.
Development partners outside Africa have pledged their support to the continent in this effort.
In line with the strategic objectives of the Kampala Declaration, we will work to align our support and investments with national and regional priorities.
The three-day Cardiff Summit of 2025 was held under the theme Sustainable and Resilient Agri-Food Systems for a Healthy and Prosperous Africa. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you so much, Henry Okrut. Now, a number of heads of state and government who have been attending the African Union Extraordinary Summit of the Comprehensive Agriculture Development Program in Kampala have safely left for their countries following a successful Cardiff Summit. The President of Kenya, William Ruto, the President of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, the President of Burundi, Evariste Ndayishimiye, and the President of Angola, Joao Lourenço, among others. Details follow.
The President of the Republic of Sharawi, His Excellency Ibrahim Gali, was the first to arrive in Uganda in the morning of Saturday 11th January in the second batch of arrivals, as other heads of state had already jetted in on Friday 10th January 2025. He was followed by His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, the President of Kenya. Last on the list of the VVIP arrivals was His Excellency Sheikh Mohamud, the President of the Republic of Somalia. With the summit concluding on Saturday, 11th January 2024, some shortly departed in what almost looked like a reverse order. This included the President of Somalia, His Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. The Kenyan President William Ruto, who also arrived in the country in the morning of Saturday 11th January 2025, departed in the afternoon. At 3 p.m. East African Standard Time, His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, the President of Burundi, also left. President João Lourenço of Angola has also left Uganda this evening. The Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program (CADAP) has finally concluded with an extraordinary African Union summit which has convened in Munyonyo. For us who have been stationing here at Entebbe International Airport to give you the updates in regards to whoever has been arriving here, finally we have reported their departures and this marks the final end. But the question remains, how will the ordinary Ugandans and Africans benefit from the strategies the presidents have laid down? It is a matter of moving and walking the talk. I'm Robert Onyango for UBC News here at Entebbe International Airport.
Thank you so much, Onyango. Indeed, GBC has moved the talk by making sure that for the 3 days the summit was well executed. It was on TV and you got to know what transpired. In more stories, beneficiaries of the drought-resistant gala goats, I beg your pardon, have been urged the government to continue restocking the Karamoja region with more hybrid, resilient livestock. The Gala goat, a hardy breed known for its ability to withstand droughts, has gained attention for its resistance to opportunistic diseases which often plague ordinary goats with weakened immune systems during dry spells. Take a look.
Having enjoyed relative peace in 2019, Karamoja sub-region slid back in a state of insecurity, with Karimajong warriors taking laws in their hands to terrorize communities, conducting cattle raids that resulted in loss of lives, cattle theft, and proliferation of small arms in the region. In several meetings, the Karamoja cried out loud to government to help them be resettled in their respective communities. Cabinet approved a supplementary budget of 39.9 billion Ugandan shillings to support the discernment program. Despite the ongoing discernment program, President Museveni launched a Marshall Plan to restore Karamoja sub-region with drought-resistant gala goats.
By providing a package to the Karachunas which can enable them settle and rehabilitate themselves and their livelihood.
What I'm giving you now is just a beginning. The goats are just a beginning because they are easier. But later on we shall add more things,
The distribution of the drought-resistant gala goats has been ongoing in the 477 parishes that constitute Karamoja sub-region. 15 beneficiaries from each ward were identified.
Each should get 16 goats, whereby 15 are female and 1 male.
Meanwhile, 20,942 are yet to be delivered, despite the challenges faced in gala goat distribution project. Whereas government is committed to restore Karamoja sub-region, the project is facing some setbacks of some beneficiaries selling off the donated gala goats to them by government.
The local East African goats, a number of them died, but the gala goats, the white gala goats, are doing very well.
However, there are some success stories of beneficiaries in the districts of Amudat, Moroto, and Nakapiripirit. Speaking in an interview with them, beneficiaries revealed that the Gala Goats project has improved their lives.
For the offer, and she knows this is motivating. It is motivating her and it is motivating the husband from going to trade. They already returned the gun and the husband is no longer trading.
And I appreciate the project so much because this project has really, we received it at the right time. When actually, much as it was at the right time, but the aspect of the aspect of insecurity is one which is really big.
Each goat at this moment has given birth to almost 3 times. This is the third, and going to the 4th. So it is one program that was spot on, especially for the communities of Amudat, because the environment is very good. The goats are easily adapted to the environment, and they are doing very well.
Leaders here appealed to government to further restock Karamoja with improved Gala goats hybrid.
I really appreciate the project and OPM and government of Uganda for supporting our communities, and how I wish they should really continue, because if all these communities, the villages get these goats, I think the aspect that every person will be taken up looking after his own goats, and there is no way they can go to raid, because
government continues with this program. It is one way of getting these communities out of the poverty, because like for us in Amudat, we have very limited arable land, but livestock does very well, especially the goats. So if government can continue supporting.
Gala goats do well in semi-arid areas, which is the same environment across the 9 districts that constitutes Karamoja sub-region. Maureen Iga compiled this story for UBC.
Thank you so much, Maureen Iga in Karamoja. Now, the National Agriculture Research Organization is urging vulnerable communities to embrace improved crop varieties developed by its institutes to harness the nutritional benefits. A plant pathologist and program leader for legumes at the National Agricultural Crops Resources Research Institute, Dr. Pamela Paparu, says that biofortified bean varieties enriched with iron and zinc have been developed to combat malnutrition in Uganda. Take a look.
Uganda continues to face significant challenges with undernutrition, with 3 in every 10 children under 5 years old suffering from stunting growth. This issue is primarily driven by poverty and food insecurity. To tackle this problem, NACRI has introduced a variety of bean types designed to meet specific nutritional needs.
We are trying to provide the consumer with something that is natural as compared to maybe them taking iron. And we are focusing on people like the malnourished children, then women and youth. You know, women need a lot of iron during pregnancy, and even the young girls, they need a lot of iron because of issues of losing blood monthly. And we have also realized that people who are eating biofortified beans and are HIV positive, they have testified in some places that they feel stronger. And all that has to do with the blood development that is offered by the iron and zinc enriched beans.
So in addition to enhanced iron and zinc, they are high yielding and then have market preferred traits, especially the seed colors, the seed size, that are preferred by the market.
A plant pathologist and program leader for legumes at the National Agriculture Crops Resources Research Institute, Dr. Pamela Paparo, says these innovations are aligned with Uganda's development goals of eradicating extreme poverty, reducing inequality, and promoting environmental sustainability.
In our efforts to respond to the development goals or the development agendas of the government of Uganda, we have tried to indulge in food fortification, that is producing biofortified beans, and we have also tried to address climate issues. We have also released drought-tolerant varieties, and recently, early last year, we also released disease-resistant varieties. So among these, currently we are promoting 2 bean varieties that are extremely drought tolerant, and they're already out there with our farmers and they are growing them and they like them. And then for fortification, we have 5 bean varieties that are biofortified.
The bean varieties produced by NACRI are tailored to regional demands. For example, staking beans have been developed to thrive in the highland areas of southwestern Uganda.
As we know, the highlands are constrained by land. So we have developed this technology so that within a unit area, they can produce more beans. If the short bean is yielding like 2.5 tons per hectare, the climbing bean will give a farmer 3.5 tons per hectare. So that is why we have concentrated on producing climbing beans for regions like Kabala and Kisoro. And if you know, there's a famous bean in Uganda, or maybe in Kampala, called Masavu. It's a climbing bean. And this bean is particularly produced in Kisoro and Kabale.
NACRI is also working to develop beans with shorter cooking times, addressing the long cooking duration, often criticized by consumers.
Also look at other consumer traits like short cooking time. We are developing we're looking at developing varieties or identifying varieties that at least can cook in a short time. Yeah, the long cooking time of beans is one of the constraints that is affecting the consumption of beans, especially because our population cannot afford to get the fuel and the time to cook beans, and thus the beans are not being consumed by most of the people. So we are looking at varieties at least to reduce the cooking time by 30 or 40 minutes.
Additionally, variety replacement is a key focus at the Institute. Dr. Kesime explains that introducing new bean varieties can enhance resistance to pests and diseases.
Especially if there is an issue, like if a variety breaks down, for instance, in some resistance or has an issue, then we work to improve towards that. So this number 12C and 14, they succumbed to anthracnose disease and pythium root rot. So we improved them for resistance to those diseases. So
through these efforts, NACRI is playing a crucial role in ensuring food security and improving the nutritional status of vulnerable populations. Mary Namkose, UBC News.
The African Union Extra Summit on the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Programme concluded in Kampala with a call to strengthen peace and security among African countries. Leaders discussed how to promote dialogue and build stable institutions, which are crucial sectors for things like agriculture to thrive. President Yoweri Museveni shared how Africa can grow by eliminating ideological, philosophical, and strategic mistakes that hinder development. He highlighted 4 key sectors for modern economic growth, saying that commercial, agriculture, manufacturing, services, and ICT would make a difference in Africa.
The Extraordinary Summit on the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Programme, CADIP, has showcased the continuous journey towards development. Over the 3 days, African leaders discussed crucial areas to foster progress in agriculture. Under the theme, Sustainable and Resilient Agri-Food Systems for a Healthy and Prosperous Africa, African Union heads of state and governments recognized that agriculture not only meets the needs of the African people, but can also support the global population. President Yoweri Museveni and President João Lourenço of Angola briefed the public on a draft document that outlines CADIP's objectives for the next decade.
As you can see, Uganda is a very rich country. We have got everything. But the problem was organization, how to organize the country in a modern way. So we identified the 4 sectors: commercial agriculture, manufacturing, services, tourism, hospitality, professional services, and later on, another sector, ICT. That's how the economy has been growing quite well. We are now a middle-income country, but we are going to grow even much faster than we have been growing.
President Museveni further emphasized that Africa can enhance growth by avoiding strategic, ideological, and philosophical mistakes.
It is therefore very important for me, who has been active for the last 64 years. I've been involved in African and Ugandan issues, to have a chance to meet with the people from the rest of Africa so that we can share notes. It is possible for Africa to grow. Therefore, if we meet and share ideas like we have done now, we are going to sort out all this. So I'm very happy, and I thank His Excellency President Lourenço for chairing this meeting.
CADIP leaders stressed that peace and security are essential for building stable institutions, which in turn support development.
A summit at a high level will undoubtedly contribute to break the deadlock and avoid a setback in the process and ensure that the gains made are not eroded, especially the neutralization of the Allied Democratic Forces of Liberation of Rwanda, as well as the withdrawal of the military contingent of Rwanda from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Leaders also acknowledged the progress made in agriculture, urging nations to invest in human resources to achieve the desired outcomes of CADIP.
And within the framework of the implementation of our strategy and decisions, which we approved during this forum, and we noted that we made progress, and this is encouraging, and it shows that if we further commit our energies and if we further commit financial and human resources, we'll be able to achieve development, we'll be able to achieve our outcomes and ensure significant progress. And
currently, Africa's population of 1.5 billion people, which constitutes 18% of the global population is expected to grow to 25% by 2050. This growth will increase Africa's ability to reduce dependence on food imports, particularly if the continent leverages its vast arable land. The push for a single African market through the African Continental Free Trade Area could further bolster Africa's agricultural growth. Dorcas Kimono and Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Now, in more stories, established in 1956, Uganda's first pilot settlement firm, the Mubuku irrigation scheme in Kasese district, western Uganda, has seen recent government rehabilitation leading to improved production of various food crops and dairy farming. Khaleesi has a detailed report on this story.
The scheme now accommodates over 8,000 farmers from across Uganda. Nagolo James, the officer in charge, explained that the rehabilitation has increased the number of farmers and improved the livelihoods of both direct participants and casual laborers.
The scheme was established in 1956 as the first pilot scheme in Uganda and commissioned in 1964 by both the Department of Agriculture and Water. The scheme covers 2,000 hectares of land, of which 990 hectares of land for gravitational flow of water, purposely for crop farming, and 1,010 hectares of land for dairy farming. The recent rehabilitation, which covers 516 hectares of land, belongs to Mubuku 1, which have 164 farmers, each with a farm holding of 8 acres, approximately to 3.2 hectares of land per farmer.
Government collaboration with National Seed Company, NASECO, has provided farmers with improved seeds and trained them in good agronomic practices to maximize yields. However, Nagolo noted challenges such as land grabbing, which has affected production. The matter is pending resolution in court. The secretary, Mubuku Irrigation Scheme Farmers Cooperative Society, commended the government's efforts to expand the scheme's acreage, which has attracted more farmers, including business communities previously less interested in agriculture.
Even town dwellers, even town dwellers have resolved into farming because they have seen that in most cases, running on the shops without farming may not benefit a lot. So they have come. Because the government has developed this second phase, which is having over 900 hectares, and it is also an irrigation system. We are privileged for that.
He called on the government to find better market prices for their produce, noting that increasing production costs due to pests and weeds have made farming more expensive. A fruit farmer, Didas Bazimarambu, shared that pests have significantly increased the cost of fruit farming despite frequent pesticide application.
Iyo government kakube tuyamba nk'emibazi nk'ejo aho tusokutunga mu busingi emibazi niche kikuru emibazi tufuhira emibazi netwara sente nyingi niche kizibecho chonko kuba kabutari burweire emiyembe yakubere inamagoba chonko burweire nibuntu birete kizibu.
Ruth Twesigomye explained how climate change has led to a rise in pest resistance, making rice farming more difficult.
So government yatuyamba omuli ekyo abaana baitu batakatusisikayireho habwo bitu amani gaitu gona gali mfuamu aho obunkulime enyanya zange butunguru sazi no runyanya ruli habeyi baitu akahuka katulemeseze kulima enyanya titusoba kulima nyanya akahuka nkaterera kimwe enyanya nibaketa kadoima niyo katapira omurujungu hati katapira egi netero runyanya nerutekaho obuntu bwa black nikatahira kimwe omunde teka enyara mwa nanko busigo bwako buli buzarra kimwe sanga obuhuka bona bwijwire bukatapira omunda muli mu runyanya.
The dairy farm manager, Brian Kalonge, noted that although weather changes affect dairy farming, production improves during the rainy season. He encouraged other youth to engage in farming as the government has expanded irrigation land.
When you gain from farming, when you practice farming and you gain, is when you will take farming as a good game. I can advise my fellow youth to practice and try farming.
Now, in more stories, Kampala Capital City Authority's newly sworn-in Executive Director, Sharifa Wuzeki, has started her duties, beginning with cleaning up the city's garbage hotspots, including Wasafi, Nakasero, and Owino markets. At Owino Market, she encountered laxity in cleaning efforts by KCCA workers. Waste management in the city is her primary focus, and she had pledged to address it as she assumed office.
Sharifa Wuzeki, the newly sworn-in Executive Director of Kampala Capital City Authority, has commenced her duties by focusing on garbage removal in the city. Waste management is a priority for Wuzeki. Following her inauguration, she visited several garbage hotspots, including Nakasero, Owino, Wasafi Market, and Kafumbe Mukasa.
Can you call someone to pick these things now? Market master, I've not come for explanation. I'm evacuating garbage. Can I have someone evacuate this?
Can you have someone collect the loader? Where are they? And they are coming back? Let them come. We are waiting for them so that they come and collect.
Someone with a wheelbarrow or something.
Reports have come through that roads like Kafumbe Mukasa, around Kupa Complex, Nakasero, there's been quite some garbage. Now, today, this morning, we have taken a tour to see what is the actual status of garbage and how much it is, and assembled all our trucks and all our manpower to ensure we evacuate this garbage from the city.
At Owino Market, Wuzeki expressed her disappointment upon discovering the laxity of the cleaning staff, despite promises to clear the garbage immediately.
The Executive Director was disappointed with the bit of laxity that was in part some of our people. But yes, it can be explained by the slow evacuation of garbage, because they don't want to put it on the roads. However, that is not an excuse, and he has appealed to them and instructed them to ensure that the public spaces like markets, parks, and main streets are all cleared.
Niwabini also revealed that the location for the city's new garbage dumping site has yet to be disclosed.
The focus right now is evacuating garbage from the city, and that is what we are doing with all our energies. We shall come out to elaborate on how we are going to handle garbage after it has been evacuated.
In her inauguration speech, Wuzeki assured the public that KCCA would introduce new innovations for managing waste, which would elevate pressure on the landfill and prevent accidents like the tragic 2022 Chitezi landfill disaster, which claimed over 30 lives. Cayenne Faith for UBC.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. The National Environment Management Authority has seized several pieces of sound equipment from Liquor Shed Gardens located in Karamoja along Kira Road due to persistent noise pollution. The operation followed numerous complaints from local residents regarding the noise caused by the bar owners.
Sound equipment including speakers, amplifiers, mixers have been confiscated from Liquor Sheds Gardens located in Karamoja along Chira Road due to ongoing issues with unregulated noise pollution.
I have been here 3 times, and when these people are locking me outside, and I am the president of this area, I tell them whatever you are doing, my residents have complained. You see, how can you sleep when the banging is here?
The operation was initiated after multiple complaints from area residents about disturbance caused by the bar.
My residents have cried and cried since 2019. Abantu bano tebagala kuwulira nekino ekintu bakizimbanga mukwano emaze okujja mu office yange. The papers are there.
During the operation, a scuffle ensued between the NEMA enforcement team and the bar owners who attempted to block the authorities from seizing the equipment.
If they know they are doing the right thing, why can't they come out?
Some of the workers locked themselves inside in an attempt to prevent the enforcement team from accessing equipment that had been hidden inside. The NEMA enforcement team sought assistance from Chira Road Police, who managed the situation, allowing the equipment to be seized and transported to NEMA for safekeeping. The area L1 chairperson, Maria Tumwesije, says she had earlier on attempted to mediate with the bar owners, but her efforts to engage the owner were unproductive as they did not respond to her concerns.
There are complaints with my residents. To Korechi, Nava wagenda wali nayogera mbune minister. Kakati minister, order from above. Who are they? Order from above, you are a whole minister, you are doing this nonsense. They are the ones who are even failing Mzee. These are the people that he put.
According to NEMA, the bar owner, identified as Samuel Chiranda, had been issued several notices in response to repeated complaints, of which were ignored. The bar owner had been repeatedly warned but chose to disregard the notices.
But arrangements are being made to prosecute the proprietor, Mr. Chiranda Samuels, who has been persistently reminded and warned against polluting the environment through noise.
NEMA has also issued a warning to all bar owners and entertainment venues against noise pollution.
NEMA advises all places of worship, bars, entertainment venues to implement effective measures for controlling noise pollution such as soundproofing, volume regulation, and regular monitoring to ensure compliance with environmental standards.
The operation was carried out in accordance with the Environment Management Act Cap 181 to promote a noise-free environment for the community. Susan Naonga reporting for ABC TV.
The National Resistance Movement Diaspora League has officially endorsed President Yoweri Museveni as the sole candidate for the party in the upcoming 2026 presidential elections. At the annual gathering at the NRM Electoral Commission offices in Kampala today, diaspora members outlined their reasons for supporting President Museveni, highlighting his leadership and significant contributions to Uganda's development. Details follow.
Up for the 2026 general elections, the National Resistance Movement diaspora members from various regions, including California, Turkey, the USA, Kenya, and South Sudan, have reaffirmed their unwavering support for President Museveni to be the sole candidate in the presidential race.
As diasporians have endorsed President Museveni once again to be the president 2026. Reasons are very clear. Well, sometimes things go wrong somewhere, but I mean that is expected in whichever government. So, but we should look at a bigger picture. He, as the president of Uganda, has tried a lot.
The diaspora community strongly emphasized that they expect President Museveni to be the only name on the ballot paper. The gathering, which took place at the NRM Electoral Commission offices, was attended by several prominent figures, including Dr. Tango Doi, the chairperson of the NRM Electoral Commission. In their discussions, diaspora members commended the Ugandan government for its continued support for their communities abroad, especially regarding national affairs.
But when I passed the highway, I could not believe I was in Uganda. So if you move around this country, if you go to northern Uganda and everywhere, developments are not centered in one area, but all over the country.
Our president, he still has the power, he still has the energy.
They also called on fellow NRM members to uphold unity and good conduct to enhance the party's popularity within the diaspora.
Continue joining NRM because of its causes, because of its achievements.
We need to unite, have a common voice, and we can only have this if we have influence within the government that is in power right now, which is the NRM.
The NRM Diaspora Secretary General Dr. Gorgeous CSCJ wants members to prioritize unity and collaboration in overcoming challenges.
I call upon them to unite, because once we are united, we shall break the hardest atoms this country.
To work as a family in our journey to eradicate poverty and ignorance, which is the main problem in our country.
It is important to note that the term diaspora refers to a large group of people sharing a common cultural or regional origin but living outside their traditional homeland. Chontawaire Proskovia compiled the story.
About 300 youths gathered at Ndeje Evangelical Mission Church in Luero to attend a service presided over by Bishop Patrick Sechigongo. The event also featured State Minister for Lands Dr. Sam Mayanja as the chief guest alongside Justice Kawesa Henry. Details follow.
The gathering was vibrant, showcasing unity as the youths expressed their messages through songs and worship, praising God and demonstrating love. State Minister for Lands Dr. Sam Mayanja urged youth to prioritize land ownership, highlighting its vital role in Uganda's development.
President Museveni had issued a directive saying, nobody should come and say, you have 8 acres of Chiwanja, I'm giving you a title for 1 acre and surrender the 7. That is stuffed. Don't come and tell Chiwanja how to kwegula. You can't kwegula what is yours. There is a constitutional guarantee from The president has pronounced himself on in the document of 22nd February 2013, about 10 years ago, and said if you buy land and the Kibanja holder is not willing to sell to you, you have bought a yard.
He also encouraged the youth to pray for President Museveni, recognizing his efforts in ensuring freedom of worship in Uganda.
Country. They don't know that it took people died. This freedom we're enjoying, it was not given on a silver platter. There was no Niger University, it was all a battleground. Hey, my father died in a war.
Bishop Sechigongu emphasized the importance of protecting land as a key resource for the youth's future, urging them to rise and safeguard it.
There is no wealth more than land. If they ask people what
Jamil Sekajal compiled the story for UBC News.
Tukwaniriza waka eri ebisanyusa. Eri Wi-Fi buli wamu. Eri speed za internet ezawaggulu. Eri obukuumi. Eri obuyambi obuli mu ddaala erisooka. Eri okwanguyirizibwa. Tukwaniriza waka eri MTN Wakanet. Internet yensukkulumu eri wimaka. Kyalira www.mtn.co.ug/wakanet. Tukwaniriza waka nga tuli wamu tewali kitulema.
Welcome back to UBC News Tonight. And in our business stories, fabricators across the country have commended the Ministry of Education and Sports for introducing the new curriculum aimed at equipping learners with vocational skills to help alleviate unemployment and this burden and promote a better future. While the fabricators appreciate the government's efforts in constructing vocational institutions nationwide, they have also called for the recruitment of professional trainees to ensure the success of these institutions. Take a look.
Government, through the Ministry of Education and Sports, launched the Skilling Uganda program in 2012 to equip Ugandans with vocational skills and reduce the unemployment crisis. As part of the program, the government has built vocational training institutions throughout the country. However, stakeholders have urged the government to employ professional trainers in these institutions to enhance the quality of education.
Because we have a good weather, we have everything ours, it is good. We have rocks which are nice, we have good cement, we have everything. Where is the problem? It's Musei to find where is the problem. These people who are seated in those offices, they are not working. They are not doing their job. So you better come out and please see people who can serve the country, whereby they can serve that very thing, that thing you need.
The director of Mutebi Metal Works in Kasanga T, Wakiso District, Rashid Mutebi, commended the ministry for the new curriculum, which has focused on equipping learners with hands-on skills. He also appealed for the expansion of the curriculum to other educational levels.
If we are doing welding, that means it is the source of everything which is under construction. So if I find anything into construction, when it is collapsing, I have to enter into that.
Mutebi expressed concern over the substandard metallic materials produced in some factories. He cautioned the Uganda National Bureau of Standards about these materials, noting that they contribute to the rampant collapse of buildings and other related issues.
So we have an issue of problems a lot which are faced in Uganda by these houses of flats. They are falling every day. Where is the problem? The gauges are not enough. What is UNBS making? What is UNBS working? What is UNBS doing in the society?
Mutebi emphasized the importance of vocational skills, urging Ugandans, especially the youth, to prioritize them. He highlighted that these skills are essential for the economic development of the country and can significantly increase household income.
Agriculture is Uganda's economic backbone, employing about 70% of the working population and contributing 20% of the GDP. As the world becomes a digital global village, ICT has proven to increase productivity in the agricultural value chain. UKUSAF, through its Strategic Plan 3, recognizes the importance of access and usage of ICT-based tools, information and knowledge for farmers by providing them the needed skills to live, learn, work and participate in a digital society.
We came up with a project which we took to UKSAF, and we're happy that UKSAF supported it. That project is called ICT for Farmers. What do we get from ICT for Farmers? We managed to skill up to 100,000 farmers.
Welcome back to UBC News Night. In our sports stories, Mengo City's impressive journey in the 2024-2025 Bet Power Futsal Super League continued on Friday evening as the league entered its 10th match day. After a rocky start with 2 consecutive losses, the team has now embarked on an incredible 8-match winning streak. Miro reports.
Mengo City's latest triumph came in a commanding fashion as they demolished Busuju Sparks 8-0 at the old Kampala Futsal Arena. 6 players found the back of the net, showcasing the team's collective attacking power. This comprehensive victory propels them to 25 points from 10 matches, strengthening their position as one of the league's top contenders.
We are ready for anything as long as we are keep on the spirit, the momentum. As usual, we shall be ready for Crown next week, inshallah.
In a surprising twist, bottom-placed side Edgar's youth program secured their first win of the season with a 5-3 victory over Lubaga Grameen. Youngster Brian Olwa played a pivotal role, scoring a first-half hat-trick to lead his team to a much-needed triumph. In other action, Park FC extended their lead at the top of the table with a solid 3-0 win over rivals Chisenyi FC. Michael Abura, coming off the bench, netted twice to help his team notch their 5th win of the season.
On to the next one!
QC Mbarara, showing impressive form in 2025, completed a remarkable comeback to secure a 3-2 win over Crown Lubiri.
They played, but they never created the main chances in our defense, so we defended well. They scored 2 goals, but it was goalkeeping errors. And I think if we have got scores on a good day, the game would have ended 3-0. But I'm feeling happy because this is my second win at QC, and this is a new year. 2024 was not okay, and I wasn't allowed. Now I'm here. I'm here to prove a point. I want to prove that I'm here. As you see, I have to be here, and I belong here. I want to make more wins. Like I told you last time, it's a new year and everything has to change. Now 2 games in a row, beating the second place team. Of course, it's a lot of energy that we have now. So on to the next game, we are playing back at the table leaders, but I promise you, it's going to be a very good game, and always our fans in Mbarara has to be a win. That's what I can tell you. More hard work is going to continue, as you know, we are still down in the table. We are not sleeping now. we are still a little bit down. We just started accumulating points the last 2 games. But I can promise you, our next game is going to be a change.
Elsewhere, Kabuso Clouds beat Kaboa Dream Team 4-2, while Nasana Aska fought hard for a win over Chisugu FC. The day's results leave Park FC, Mengo City and Crown Lubiri as the top 3 teams in the league. Marshall Miro Victor, UBC News.
Thank you, and that's all we had for you for now. Do join me later on at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Blascon, paint and win. This year, Blascon, paint and win. The cuckoo roundy. Chicho, buy paint worth 100K. Get a scratch card. SMS the code to 7197. Stand a chance to win instant airtime, 1 million shillings bully day there, or a share of a 3 million shillings jackpot each week. What do you want the brand new podas, tuk-tuks, and so much more? Catch the paint and win action every Monday on Bukede One, NBS, and Sanyuka TV. Blascon, color your world.
Uganda, are you ready to kick things up to the next level? The Uganda National Lottery brings you Sports Take 10. Predict the results of 10 football games and win big. With tickets at only 500 shillings, join the fun and make your predictions count with Sports Take 10. Sports Take 10, your ticket to football glory.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.